Hello! Welcome to today's video blog. Today's video blog is going to be part 3 of the Look at My Keeper Shelf, and it's a little series that I have running of where I take a few books from my keeper, that's my to be read shelf. My keeper shelf is there. No, this is hard to do when you're facing the wrong way. There, that's my keeper shelf right there, all the way down to the bottom. So pulled a few books. Usually do about like 5 at a time, otherwise we'll be here till the end of the year. So the first one on my keeper shelf is One Night for Love by Mary Ballow. Historical romance. Excuse me. And yes, historical, and with the insert cover. Oh, that's probably one of the main reasons why I kept you. But no, I remember. I love this story. So, okay. It was a perfect morning in May. Neville Wyatt, Earl of Kilbourne, awaited his bride at the altar, when a ragged beggar woman raced down the aisle instead. The cream of the town saw him stare, shocked, then declare that this was his wife. One night of passion was all he remembered as he beheld Lily, the woman he'd wed, loved, and lost on the battlefield in Portugal. Now he said he'd honor his commitment to her, regardless of the gulf that lay between them. Then Lily spoke her mind. She said she wanted only to start a new life, wanted only a husband who truly loved her. She had to leave him to learn how to meet his world on her terms, so Lily agreed to earn her keep as his aunt's companion and study the genteel arts. Soon she was the toast of the town, every inch a countess fit for the earl, who vowed to prove to his remarkable wife that what he felt for her was far more than desire, that what he wanted from her was much more than one night for love. I loved this story. It was, I remember that she was like the daughter or the niece of like his commander or his captain, when they were in battle. And I think the guy dies and asks him to take care of her, and I think to marry her. So at first I think it's just a marriage of convenience, but so they have their wedding night, and then I don't remember exactly why they split, but they end up being apart, and then she comes back, and it's just, oh, it's so good. I love this book, loved it so much. The next one is, and I don't know if they do these anymore because I miss them. The Romance from the Heart of America was a series of, and this one was called Our House. And yeah, it was like this series of, like, I don't want to say tame romances, because I believe there's I'm not sure how, I don't think they get very explicit, but I think there's love scenes in here, like maybe like one, and it's not like explicit. It's more more of a tamer kind of romance, but they're so like sweet and just they just warm your heart, and they're so good. I don't know if they still do this series. I'll have to look them up because I'd love to read more if they still have more. I have a few of these on my keeper shelf. I know I have at least one more of these on my keeper shelf for sure. Okay, so let's see. This is Our House by Deborah S. Cowan, writing for the Romance from the Heart of America series. For the sake of a family, Abby, a dedicated doctor, she fought to be accepted in a man's world and came to Texas after a broken engagement. Jeff, the gunslinger, came home to care for his orphaned nieces and ran smack into a headstrong lady doctor who had already laid claim to them. Since her friend Jilly died, Abby had lovingly cared for Jilly's girls. Now Jeff wanted to take them away from her, but Jilly had one last wish for Jeff and Abby to be married, to be real parents to the girls. The arrangement did fulfill Abby's wish for a family, but she had dreamed of true love, not playing house with an irresponsible prairie roughing gunman. Yet Abby and Jeff were already bound by the love of two young ones who needed them. Now maybe time would bring them closer still as they make a special place to call home. Oh, it was so, yeah. I remember this beautiful story. And yeah, if you can find books from this series, please do, because they're so good. They're, I love my erotic romance. I love my explicit love scenes. But every once in a while, you just want to just sort of something like nice and like slow and easy and just that gives you like the warm hot chocolate feelings. I guess I would, yeah. And these definitely do that. They're so lovely and just I highly recommend them. This one this one is it's called Virgin, and it's a novel by Mary Elizabeth Murphy. And she's coming to the world. She's coming to heal the world, prepare for a miracle. And it's one of those religious thrillers, like kind of like the Da Vinci Code-ish kind of thing, where they find this, yeah, her body. They find the Virgin Mary's body. They follow the path of ancient scrolls into a Judean desert, a pilgrimage that wise scholars had dismissed as a hoax. They unearthed one of the greatest discoveries of all time, the perfectly preserved body of the Virgin Mary. They hid her remains in a small church in New York, but they could not hide the miracles. Soon the whole world would know the wonder of her healing. The sick are made well, the weak are made strong, the faithless are redeemed. But the Catholic priest and nun who discovered her secret cannot control the powers she wields. With the miracle of her return comes an omen of evil, evil that must be cleansed by any means necessary. I love books like this so much. I say what you want. I'm Christian. I'm Catholic. Like I'm you know, I I believe in all this, but I like stories that like play with those with those beliefs, with that ask questions that bring in like sort of like supernatural elements and like just I love like those kind of stories. Like say what you want about whether like things are true or not. I don't care. I don't care if it's true or not. It's fun to imagine. So I loved this book so much. It was so good. um, yeah, definitely recommend this if you love those sort of like supernatural religious thrillers. Definitely pick this one up. Um, the next one is Galen Foley's Lord of Ice, and I do, yes, it does. It has an insert cover, not a clinchy insert cover, but it'll still do. It's an insert cover, and I'm happy. And it's historical. Damien Knight, the Earl of Winterly, is proud, aloof, and tormented by memories of war. Though living in seclusion, he is named guardian to a fellow officer's ward. Instead of the young homeless waif he was expecting, however, Miranda Fitzhubert is a stunning, passionate woman, of course she is, who invades his sanctuary and forces him back into society. Struggling to maintain honor and self-control, Damien now faces an even greater threat, desire. A bold, free spirit, Miranda has witnessed the darkest depths of Damien's soul and has seen his desperate need for love. But before she can thaw his unyielding heart, she must endure a terrifying nightmare of her own. I remember that he was very much a cold, hard, tormented man. I remember Damien very much. And yeah, I loved this book. It was so good. I don't remember if I read the other Lord ofs in the series, but I remember this one and I remember loving this one. And so I kept it. So that's that one. And finally, this one is This one is A Safe Place by Lorenzo Carcaterra, who wrote the book Sleepers, which was a miniseries with Brad Pitt, Jason Patric, Ron Eldard, and Billy Crudup. And there was in the 1990s, I believe. So that was his one part of his childhood that, you know, there's debate over like whether it's a it's a true story or not. And then there's this story, which is him younger, uh, before Sleepers, before the storyline of Sleepers happens. Then it's called A Safe Place, and it's about him, his relationship with his father, who killed his mother. So, the true story of a father, a son, and a murder. The 50s and 60s Hell's Kitchen, New York, a place of sudden violence and gritty joy. Here, Lorenzo Carcaterra lived in a confusing world of both love and fear for his volatile father. His father's brutality to both Lorenzo and his mother was tempered by warmth and affection, by ball games and Italian ices. Until Lorenzo learned a fact that forever changed his life. His father had murdered his first wife, not Lorenzo's mother. The pain was nearly unbearable. How could he ever love his father again? Did he possess the same murderous fury? Would he someday suddenly lash out at those he loved? As his father's physical abuse escalated, Lorenzo sought frantically for a safe place, a place where he could find hope and reconciliation and peace, where his father's terrible shadow no longer lingered. Now, decades later, Lorenzo has finally come to terms with the awful truth about his father. A safe place is the brilliant result. It's so good. Oh my god. I love the way, I don't know if he still writes. Like, I know that he wrote Gangsters, and he wrote Paradise City, or Paradise City, yes, which I talked about in a previous Keeper Shelf video. I have to see if he's written more, because I really like his writing. It's almost Hemingway-esque, I would say. Just very like, he gives you a lot of information, and he gives you a lot of, he packs a powerful punch in like few words, and it's so good. I would totally recommend this book. So yeah, that's this week's video blog. That's the part 3 of the Look at My Keeper Shelf series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you read any of these books, what you thought of them. Excuse me. When I talk a lot, my mouth gets tired, apparently. So yeah, follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!